Yo guys, Sniper Rain here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be changing it up. I'm going to be doing a top 5 best investments that I've made in GTA Online, and if you don't have any one of these 5 things, I think it's best you go out and get them. These things help me get as much money, help me maximize my money as much as possible. So without further ado, let's get into number 5, and that's the Oppressor MK II. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, that's a griefer vehicle, and I don't want it. And people are just going to think bad of me. No, that's not necessarily true. It is technically a griefer vehicle, but so many weaponized vehicles are griefer vehicles. Griefer vehicles meaning like ones with missiles usually or explosive cannons are generally griefer vehicles because you can blow up cargo. You could blow up a bunch of supplies very easily with it. But the reason it's a necessity for me, it's because it's so fast. It helps me complete Headhunter, which I'm doing in the background right here. I'm doing a Headhunter with it because the missiles, despite being nerfed, which was actually for the better, but they're still pretty good missiles. They got nerfed, but yeah, they're still pretty good missiles. They're very accurate still. They're not like very accurate, but they're still pretty accurate compared to other vehicles. So the Oppressor MK II, despite being one of those vehicles that people may not like, I don't like it when like other people use it to grief. I don't recommend you use it for griefing, but it's just very popular amongst griefers. It's a really good vehicle, and I think you should definitely go get it. But you will need the nightclub and a terabyte, so yeah. And it's also better to obviously buy the missiles with it. So yeah, the Oppressor MK II is definitely one to buy. It's I think up near like 2 million, up to 3 million. But let's get into our number 4. That's CEO offices plus the warehouses. Warehouses, I mean like the CEO crate warehouses, the CEO vehicle warehouses, because the CEO office alone isn't just really a best investment, but the warehouses that come with it are. Let's look at the locations here. So when you're going to hit just offices, you can see that there's 4 different ones. This one's free, and I have it because, well, it's pretty free. It's in a pretty good location. The one beside it here, the free one, is the Longbank West, I believe. Yeah, it's 3 million. I don't think it's that worth it compared to the free one because they're very close. And the ones in the center of the city are also pretty good. Those, if you're looking to actually spend money for an office, definitely go for one of those because they're in the heart of the city. But the free one's really good too because it's just free. And it's just like a base of operations. You don't really like need it that much. Okay, so now we enter the office here. I just added some customization to it because it looks cooler. But yeah, you get the general sense. It's a pretty good place. I don't really use the warehouses clearly. I don't use the CEO warehouse as much, if you can barely tell. But the vehicle warehouse is a very popular one for me because I like it. So all you gotta do is basically just go access the computer here, hit login, and you got prompt to this screen. And there's a special cargo, which is the warehouse. Not the warehouse, well, obviously the warehouse, but that's like the crate warehouse. 2 is a good one. I heard that a large and 1 small is probably the best because you can just go back to back, keep filling up the warehouses, the crates. And then you got the vehicle warehouse, which is really good. Source, well, yeah, I'll basically get into that whenever there's a double money week on it. I'll do a guide on it whenever I can. So yeah, those are the warehouses. It's great. And yeah, the office overall is pretty cool, I guess. But the crates and the vehicle warehouses are definitely highly recommend. I'll definitely do guides on them when there's a double money, so look out for that. All right, for my number 3 spot, I got the nightclub. And the nightclub is such an underrated business. And we're first just going to get into the locations because, again, location always matters when it's about a certain business. So we're going to go into Maze Bank foreclosures here. We're going to hit the nightclubs tab. And that's my location, which is, I actually think it's not a bad one because you can access the highway pretty easily. But the 2 at the top of the city are probably the best because if you need to go into the city, you got the city. And if you need to go up to the desert, which sometimes you do, you can go up to the desert pretty easily. So look for the top 2 ones, but mine isn't that bad because you can get the highway. They're not too bad. It's pretty close to the highway. So now we're just gonna enter the nightclub. The top part of the over the ground part of the nightclub is okay. It's not really special. It's in the underground part, like the actual like illegal parts that are happening, the illegal drug front for the nightclub underneath ground. That's the best. That's what makes it number 3 in my opinion. Well, for my case, like it helps me the best. So we're gonna get on the laptop here, and those are my earnings. I know I just sold the nightclub, so that's why the total stock is very low. So I just sold it for a little bit. I don't really care about the popularity of the DJs. The warehouses, the management. So you got the 5 technicians. Sign them to what the source. So that's what's making you the money right there. It's very passive, so you don't really have to do anything. You don't have to really put money into it. This is selling goods. You don't have to put money into it. Like, it makes money while you're making money. And that's the upgrades right there, which you don't really have to do some of them, but it helps. And these are the 3 sell vehicles. So selling these in public lobbies are actually like one of the better businesses to do that in, because the vehicles can't like the Oppressor MK IIs can't lock onto you already. And you got these heavily armored trucks. You got missiles on it. They're just great vehicles. Like, this one's got a big, like, they all got rams at the front right there. So yeah, these 3 vehicles are really good, fully upgraded for me. And you should do that too, because public lobbies, you don't have to fear it as much. Number 2, we got the MC clubhouses and the businesses that come with it. Not really the clubhouse, I just kind of mentioned it here because I did. But this is the clubhouse. I recommend you get one in the city because, well, the city's always better because you can just access more in the city. And here we go. We're going to go on foreclosures here. Again, we're going to go to the clubhouses. So the ones in the city are the best, in my opinion. There's a lot in the city, so there's a lot to choose from. Go from like the location I chose from, like it's kind of in the center right there. It's mine. It's fully upgraded. This one over here, I used to have it. It was free. Nothing wrong with being free. It's also not a bad location. Not a bad at all. And the ones at the top of the map, again, avoid those. And then with the Criminal Enterprises DLC update, we got this. So we already had this, like the custom bike shop in it, in the clubhouse. But with the Criminal Enterprises DLC, you got kind of like what the auto shop does, except this time you customize motorcycles and you send them out to the customers, which I think was a pretty good addition, because it actually had some like use to this, because no one really used the custom bike shop in their clubhouse, but now you can, because you can actually make some money from it. But here are the 5 businesses that I'm talking about. This is document forgery right here, the 5 actual like profitable businesses. This is the least profitable out of all the 5 businesses, so kind of avoid this one. I just have it. I'm still waiting to sell it, but that's document forgery. It's all right. This is cocaine, I believe. This is the most profitable. This is the best one. This is the best MC business. This is the one where you're gonna make the most money out of. So definitely get the cocaine lockup first. That should be your first MC business. It's the most expensive, but it's definitely the most worth it. You'll make your money back within like 2 sales. Next, we're gonna be at the counterfeit cash. This is, I'm pretty sure, in the middle. So third out of the 5. This is the best. Third best. It's pretty solid. It's pretty good. It's still pretty profitable, I'm not gonna lie. I got this one free. Some GTAs came with the Criminal Enterprises pack, and you got this location for free. It's actually a pretty good location, so you got it free, so you're instantly making profit from this regardless. And this is methamphetamine. And this is the second best behind cocaine. And we got a little bit of an Easter egg. I actually just sold this one too, so that's why like the bars, there's like nothing in them. But there's a little Easter egg here. I'll just disclose quickly. It's blue. The meth is blue. Meth is regularly not blue, but it's blue in this case because of Breaking Bad, the show. Because Walter White's infamous blue meth was made popular because of the TV show. Because meth is like crystal white. It's not blue. I'll guarantee you that. Some people use blue food coloring, but it's blue in this sense. But that's meth. It's good too. Definitely after cocaine, this is the second best. And last is weed. And I kind of made a mistake with weed. I also just sold weed, by the way. I kind of made a mistake with weed. I actually thought weed was very profitable. I thought it was like going to be one of the most profitable ones. Before I did my research, I got this one in the city. So out of all of them, this one was in the city. It's the second last. So if there was no document forgery, this would be the worst. But weed is not terrible. There's just better out there. But it's still not a bad MC business. Yeah, but the MC businesses... And the MC update itself, the Bikers update, was a really good update. Very underrated. When talking about the new updates, it was a good one. So that's number 2. And we're going to be going on to number 1, which is, without a doubt, in my opinion, the Kosatka submarine. Yes, the Cayo Perico heist got nerfed twice. Twice in pretty recent time. Still is one of the best. Still is like the best to me. I've made so much money from Cayo Perico, and I'm still going. Still pretty good to me. Like, I'm still doing Cayo. The Sparrow helicopter just makes it so much easier, so that's an extra investment that you might have to make into the Kosatka. But the Kosatka itself, it's a $2.2 million submarine. It's not as expensive as you may think. But definitely go out and get this, because you'll make your money back so quickly with the Cayo Perico heist. It is such a good... I mean, it's such a good heist. Such a good update. It was a really good idea that Rockstar actually did that. Alright, so that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was the first top 5 video and the second video on the channel. The next video is probably going to be self-explanatory. Top 5 worst investments. So that's a little spoiler ahead. If you don't have any of these 5 things, definitely go out and buy them if you can. They're not so expensive, but they'll give you a lot of money. Anyways, see ya.